Hey, what's happening? Mr. Dave up here in Alpine at my studio office, and today we're going to talk about how to sell more jobs using your personality and pencils. Basically, the personality is who you are. That's how you are with customers, with prospects, and how do I do that in a way that works? How do I get folks to feel comfortable with me and my product or service? And in this case, it'd be water features and that kind of thing, fake rock, artificial rock, or real rock for that matter. And so one of the things that you need to do when you're trying to get a job is mesh with the prospect. How do you do that? What are some of the ways that we can actually get them to like us? What are some of the ways we can actually get them to be motivated to trust us, to like us, and to believe in the product that we're going to present as a possible new project for them to invest a lot of money into? So they have to feel comfortable. One of the ways to do that is to just sort of mirror back the kind of person that you find yourself engaged with. And so it's very important to recognize the pace at which they speak. Are they fast talkers? Do they look you in the eye? Do they have a very high energy, or do they have more low energy, more subdued type of personality? People like to buy and like to engage with people that are like themselves. It's sort of a normal human trait. And so when we're in the situation where we're trying to present something for them to purchase, you know, a service or a product, it's a good idea to get to know the best ways to do that. And one of the ways to do that is to mimic or mirror your prospect. And there's tons of content online, workshop books you can take on how to sell. It's basically a sales dynamic. And you could also change it to just this notion of sharing as opposed to selling. Selling is a word that sometimes people have a problem with, particularly if you haven't done a lot of it. But really, if you're sharing your enthusiasm and something you really know is a good product and a good service, and you believe in it, then it's just a matter of letting that come through who you are, your natural personality types. So that's the way to think about it. And so when we're thinking about personality, a big key part of that is being authentic, being someone who can present a spirit of trustworthiness. And authentic means you're just sort of in your own skin, you're comfortable with yourself. And a lot of times that's kind of hard to do when you're starting out. If you haven't done a lot of sales, then it takes a little bit of time to get comfortable with this whole process of selling yourself. You got to believe in yourself, and you got to know what the product that you have is good, top quality, you know what you're doing. You've done it enough to where you're comfortable and competent in the particular aspects of creating your project there. You need to know what you're doing, and so it's important to be able to have that confidence that sort of comes through. Telling people you're great is sort of a weird way of doing it, I guess, but if you do it in an authentic way, a confident way, and it doesn't sound too much like you're boasting, then you're going to have a better shot at building that sense of rapport that we talked about. So it's really important to get good at what you're doing as far as the techniques and mechanics of creating your project. And the other situation or the other aspect is trying to be real. If you have a client or a prospect that asks you a question and you don't know the answer, that's no problem. You just say, that's a great question. I don't know the answer to that, but I will work on that and get back to you on that. So there's nothing wrong with not knowing all the answers to everything. The things you do want to know is price. You want to know how to put together the project in a way that's going to be compositional. It's going to solve the problems the client has. Is it trying to cut back on road noise? So you're putting a project in there, which I've had that exact request for, that will help quiet down or overwhelm the street noise from a street that's nearby by putting in a waterfall. And then just having a place for people to escape in their yards and you know, do the staycation thing that we sometimes talk about. So being authentic, being who you are, have fun with it. I mean, I try to laugh every day. I try to get my clients and prospects to laugh as well. And laughter is a good thing. You don't want to be a clown, but it's nice to be able to have a sense of humor that helps soften the relationship. It starts to build that rapport again, and we're trying to develop that rapport with our prospects, so they again feel like you are understanding their problems, understanding their challenges, understanding what they want to build. Again, if it's a water feature, so you know, enjoy that aspect of this relationship you're building. Have fun with people, be authentic, be yourself, try and mimic and mirror some of their characteristics or traits, the way they communicate, and that'll be a bridge builder towards the final say and the signing on the dotted line, getting the job. The other aspect of this, which is really important and is very powerful, and that is being able to draw a picture, especially freehand, I think, right there on site with the customer or client standing right there in front of their pool area or where they're going to put the pool. To be able to draw something on site right there in real time is a very powerful demonstration of your creative abilities and stuff. So that's something you should really practice. And what I want to share with you is the way I learned how to do it, because I didn't think I was a very good, person with a pencil at all. I couldn't draw really that well. I just ended up taking a piece of tracing paper and printing out the picture like you can see behind me, and then putting in the waterfall feature or what have you right into the picture. And at least I got the scale right, I got the perspectives right, because I'm copying the actual photograph. And so let's take a look at that and show you how that works. So we'll put myself in the computer to start off our little journey. We'll do that right now. All right, folks, here we are. I am the bubblehead in the computer now. And so this is the emails we got, and the photograph I'm looking for is in my pictures, and I've gotten that to where I need to get, to where I can see it. There's quite a collection of them that I was having to work through, and we are looking now at the project that we're looking to try and come up with a design for. In this case, it's just along the edges, you can see. So we're looking to put a slide in here, and so there's space right here on this side, and then we're talking about space on this side, the other side, but we're a little tight on space. The fence goes all the way past, and it really is a tight fit over here. There's a big, beautiful queen palm. It's probably 20 years old or something, and it's, we don't want to chop that down just to put in a feature. These things just take forever to grow, and that's a nice specimen. So there's birds of paradise all back here. It's a lot of old growth stuff. These are giant birds, and they just grow like weeds. They're crazy. So I like keeping the green plants there as much as possible. Here you can see that the highway is right there, and so this feature will actually add to help muffle the sound of the freeway too, if we actually extend and change the size of the waterfall, which we were talking about as well. So we're back to the right side here. There's a big hedge. That whole thing needs to be cut back, pushed back. And so in my drawing, I'm probably going to be just erasing that in my mind and just using the fence that's right there. Even this palm right here could be removed or transplanted. I think this is a bougainvillea, not bougainvillea, oleander, and little baby bird of paradise down here and stuff. So, the option of moving plants around is definitely on the table here. You get that going, then they draw you in and they start talking to you about what they want. Well, the client wants a slide. And so she wants to make a place that's fun, and she loves to slide on slides from other pools and stuff. So we're trying to think about a way to make this look nice, look appropriate, look like the feature was there at the beginning of the design. It's one of the things I'm always trying to do when I think about pool design. I want it to look like this is what we builders of the pool, let's say, planned on from the very beginning. I don't like things that look like an afterthought. They just got thrown in there, piles of rocks. We want to make it look like, this was part of the original strategy for the pool. So getting to the slide, we have to figure out where to put it. You have to think about the function of the slide. Is it safe? Is it going to go into deep or adequately deep enough water for the rider who's going to be riding on it? And then stairs to get up. Are they in a place that you can actually get there without making them too horribly steep, and that sort of thing? So I'm thinking these things through, and I'm throwing the design onto this space. And selling a job really is greatly bolstered by your ability to put together images, whether it's online or you've got digital programs to do that, and there's some pretty crazy ones. I, for one, just like pencil and color pencils and a piece of paper. I want to make it look like, this was part of the original strategy for the pool. So getting to the slide, we have to figure out where to put it. You have to think about the function of the slide. Is it safe? Is it going to go into deep or adequately deep enough water for the rider who's going to be riding on it? And then stairs to get up. Are they in a place that you can actually get there without making them too horribly steep, and that sort of thing? So I'm thinking these things through, and I'm throwing the design onto this space. And selling a job really is greatly bolstered by your ability to put together images, whether it's online or you've got digital programs to do that, and there's some pretty crazy ones. I, for one, just like pencil and color pencils and a piece of paper. a lot of times I'm actually able to take a piece of paper and on site with the client just sitting there, doodle something up, and that is extremely impressive for clients. They're like, wow, you just thought that up in your head? They've said that to me many times. So if you can get to where you're comfortable doing that, that is a real big bonus to help you get the job. These are big jobs. These are $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 jobs sometimes. The bigger the job, the more time it takes to draw the picture, of course, but you can get some rough idea on site if that's something you want to try. But then also you can do this approach, which I'm going to explain. So you take a picture like this, and then we print it out on the printer. You get an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, whatever, and then you lay tracing paper over that, and then you're able to just follow the shapes that are right there in your field of view in this image. And then once that's done, you can then put into that image the water feature that you want to have for the design. Your eraser is your friend. A guy told me once at a class I took, commercial drawing or whatever it's called, way back in high school. Your eraser is your friend. And some people can just hit the right line right away. I'm still working on that, but you do get better. You do get better with practice. So my earlier designs, you would definitely notice were not the same as my more recent ones after having drawn probably 100 different designs and stuff like that. So practice makes perfect. So don't be afraid to give it a go, especially this tracing system, this tracing paper approach, because you can end up with a drawing. You're not having to really work at it too hard because you're just following what you see underneath the paper. Once you draw in your design that you're going to present to the client, and you've got it laid in there and laid out, you can then take that tracing paper and put on a copy machine and print that, and then you get a nice solid black line drawing that you can then color in with colored pencils, but I'll show you that here in a second. So let's go ahead and I'll print out a picture and then set it up, and we'll show you how that's going to work. So off we go to that. Okay, we'll see you in a sec.